in particular, the young Irish lad, qualified in the same week as the duo for gaming. They didn't represent in the duos competition. We got to interview both of them, and they're excited to be here, excited to represent not only for the countries, but also for their families. And then also looking up their left eye and mental have been around the scene for a very long time since the beginning. Have that veteran experience, have been in so many of these very, very top-heavy lobbies. They are going to be comfortable.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at Banny, who was Faxbox's duos from the previous Asian group, and he is one of the most aggressive players. He also plays tons of high ground, tries to look for tons of eliminations on the high ground. So we'll see how the Asian region and how he performs there with his strategy converts to this stage.
But can't forget about Takamura out of Japan, and then Cat coming from OCN at two players who are very aggressive. When we talk about Elmo, we talk about him represent his family and what it means to him. Let's hear a little bit about that from him.
Hi, my name is Lalbium. I'm originally from Philippines, but I live in Ireland, and I qualified for the solo Fortnite World Cup. Every week was really intense. I didn't expect myself to qualify for the solos. It was just unbelievable. What I love about competitive Fortnite is the players around it. Everyone's so nice. Those people are really humble. I don't really feel any pressure on me. I just really focus on this moment and this tournament, and hopefully I do good and bring back home one of the best Fortnite players in the world. I'd like to thank my parents, my brothers especially, and also the viewers that stuck up to me and were loyal to me, because they're like the only ones that supported me throughout this whole journey, and I'd just like to thank all of them.
It's so nice to see someone who's so grateful to be in the position, but continue striving forward. Someone who's originally seen in the skirmishes, but now wants to perform on the main stage. On to our next group, representing out of NA East, NA West, and Brazil. We have Dracons, Road Shark, Colorful, Mega, Bucky, Class, Rux, Pizzas, and Zate.
I just want to talk about Bucky because I know we've talked about it a lot. I know we've talked about on broadcast that video of him qualifying, his dad in the background coaching him. He's here today by himself. He has performed on the stage before back at the Summer Block Party. He did quite well there and had a good time on the stage. So we'll see. That was a little bit of a less competition. It was for charity. This today is for $15 million total.
He's going to want to be pushing the pace, particularly against players like this. Class, extremely analytical, keeps a notebook with him at all times and wants to break down his opponent's interaction. We got to see a little bit from Rux and his baseball-playing grandfather during the pre-show. He has that competitive bones in his body. He was there every single week. And Mega, great performance again yesterday. Colorful, the one we got to interview on Mother's Day, and he was told, hey, I had to make a deal to even get playing time on the weekends, and now he's going to be on the main stage.
I also, going back to Mega real quick, because he had one of the most memorable moments from yesterday's games when he was playing with Dubs. We actually eliminated Mitro and Mongrel, one of the biggest duos in Fortnite in EU, and that was crazy to be able to do with that mechanical skill, the speed that he did it at.
And he barely even reacted. Now, one player, normally Bala, you and I are very good about going through, breaking these down, knowing their stories. I know very little about Pizzas. It's so hard to find information on. We got to go through the VOD reviews, but he is somebody in one of the few true wild cards, and I'm very interested to see what happens to him on Instagram. And now, we're going to actually get a chance to talk with Zate, who we saw him and Saf have an amazing performance yesterday. Let's see what he's feeling ahead of the competition. Jordan, what do you have for us?
You are not wrong, Sundown. One of the best and most dominant duo players standing right next to me in Zate. Zate, you dominated yesterday. It's very clear to absolutely everybody, claiming that #1 slot for 5 of the 6 games. Obviously, it's Fortnite, RNG happens, right? But again, going into endgame, you two staying together, locking down high ground, that's ultimately what secured the dub. What was your mentality going into duos yesterday?
So we kept the same mentality, same strategies for every single game. After the 3 games, the 3 first games, we had 38 points. We were really confident. So we didn't change anything. A lot of unfortunate things happened. So we finished with 6 points in the last 3 games and we got 4th. After being first for 5 games in a row, we really want to win it. So it felt kind of bad, but still.
Understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, though, Fortnite, this is the This is the biggest payouts, right? Like, we're seeing some amazing payouts here. Fourth place is still very much a win, I would think, to a lot of people. Now, going into the solos tournaments today, obviously you've been performing very consistently over the course of the last year of Fortnite comps. You're faced up against a lot of incredibly talented players from regions all over the world, and there's a lot of different play styles here. What's your mentality going into some of these fights?
For solos, I'm going to play like I've been playing for the past year. I'm just going to be confident because I play best when I'm confident.
Absolutely. Well, we see this confidence. We're going to see it again today on Real Island. What do you have next for us?
Thank you so much, Jordan. And what's surprising to me there is Zate. I mean, it's not surprising at all, actually. He's a true competitor. He placed in 4th place yesterday, and he's very disappointed about that. You can see it on his face.
Definitely felt it wasn't good enough. He said, hey, we wanted it all. We wanted the top spot. With Zate, we've seen it in the past. That means he's going forward. But now on to our next group, because these competitors are here to also challenge for the top spot. We have Peter Pan, Lecce, Narcos, Lucia, Mr. Savage, Snazy, Smeeth, Blaster, and Issa.
Yeah, the beginning of this group that you mentioned, Lecce, one of the most amazing controller players I've ever seen out of Germany, and he was so methodical and so good at the end game. It was unbelievable. The tunneling skills and able to be so aware. I can't be more impressed by Lecce.
Yes, and even in the qualification round, he said, hey, I got the spot. He was almost the first controller qualifier to get in, missed it by 1 place, and that next week when he came back to back solo trap eliminations to just flex on the entirety of Europe. Also rounding out the group, something we saw yesterday was Klusia, who's going to have to be as Savage there. But let's talk about the other controller player making his first trip over here. It is Ghost Issa, the original controller gang, and we had a chance to talk to him ahead of the competition. Let's hear what he had to say.
So I qualified for solos in week 5. It's been 10 stressful weeks, a lot of ups and downs, but it's been pretty good. When I qualified, I was so happy. I had a rough 10 games. I think I played 5 games out and died like 4 times off spawn. So I was so happy when I qualified. I instantly called my mom and was like, hey, I qualified. Qualify, you can win millions of dollars. And just everyone is really serious. Like even the air, everything is so much different. The traffic, but I love it. Meeting everyone has been the nicest part. My advice would be just keep grinding. That's how you get better. Watch better player play, like watch Mongrels, bots, whatever, and just keep grinding. That's the only way you can make it.
Incredible story coming out of Issa, looking to represent and looking to do as much damage as possible. No, he's here to take names. Now on to the next group. We have a lot of what I would consider dark horse contenders. Very talented players you don't hear enough about. It's Nyx, King, Clarity G, Astonis, Lunez, Jenkins, Batch, Pika, Score, and Reverse 2K.
Astonis' outfit is unbelievably incredible. He has slippers on.
No, those aren't slippers. He's in a full onesie and then has the jersey over it. You can check him on Twitter. Also known one of the coolest Flicknock plays you've ever seen. One of my favorite balls, but also have to talk about Nyx and King. They were both playing yesterday in the duels. Didn't necessarily get the results they wanted, but they're both known as much stronger individual players. They play much better when they're able to go crazy and do the game plan that they want to do.
Yeah, and in the bottom right there, you see Storm, also known as 4DR Storm. He's one of the players who fully qualified for both solos and duos, and even with this duo part epic play later on. We do also have Reverse 2K on the bottom half of this group. He is on the floor with Jordan Fisher. What do you got?
Standing next to me is Reverse 2K, one of the most gifted mechanically, in terms of his aim, his building sense, his speed, everything about his gameplay is one that I love and look up to personally, and I think for a lot of people here as well. Now, you've already told us that you're dropping pressure, which is what you dropped in the qualifying, which is a very smart move, I think. Are you playing strict rotation schedule, are you going to be able to be flexible?
I'm going to be able to be flexible. I know Ninja and I do a spot is Lagoon, so that's my hometown, so we might drop there.
Very comfortable there. Matt up really quickly with some wood right there. It was mass. Now, another thing that I love about you, Reverse, you're so vocal and so confident. And a lot of people are supporting you and loving you, very much behind you in this journey. How does it feel to have so much support from Fortnite fans and others that are watching your streams and so forth?
It feels amazing. This Fortnite game is definitely a mental game. If you lose your mind, you're going to lose the game, so a lot of sport helps.
Absolutely. Well, we love you, man. I'm excited to see you perform today. Bala, Sundown, who's next?
Thank you so much, Jordan. A lot of people from home rooting for Reverse 2K. He's made quite a fan base, and a lot of people supporting him. We're going to continue forward back in the stadium to have our next group. Jay, Arius. We also have our one of duo champions from yesterday. It's Aqua, and then Martine, Robaz, Skyler, Kinstar, and Kinzel.
We can't forget about Flexi and the X2 twins rounding out the group there, but all eyes are on Aqua, and deservedly so. Nyrock said yesterday, hey, we won because Aqua is a beast. Aqua in his interview said, we're just gonna win. And what did he say last night afterward? He's like, might around, mess around, and win solos as well. He is about it, and he is that skilled. But another player who has that very similar attitude is Eros, somebody who is a controller player, swapped over from console to PC, and I had one fan particularly reach out. He's like, hey, I watch him all the time. He doesn't care about anyone else. Whoever is going, he is flying at them. He wants to be known as one of the most skilled players out there, and then you have to talk about this.
Lexi played yesterday in the duos competition. One of the fully qualified duos with his partner Letwick, who's playing as well. He's just amazing. His qualifying run actually was one of the most incredibly skilled things I've ever seen, but also what a struggle it was. He had so many setbacks in that week that he qualified that I almost thought that he wasn't going to make it. It was going to be one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen.
But he was able to clutch up in the end and get to his spot. Plenty of French representation coming out there. Of course, Keemstar been around from the very beginning, able to compete on the stage as well. Robots up there, and then we have to talk about the X2 twins. Jordan representing down south, known originally as one of the first veterans out there. We're going to toss it to a quick little video to see kind of what they're all about and what they were thinking going into the competition.
I'm twins, and I'm from Brisbane, Australia. The Australian Open, I've played at Poland. I really like land. People actually watching you, as opposed to just people watching online. I think I'm definitely getting better with it. The more lands I do. It doesn't really sink in until you actually get hit. It's definitely a cool time. I like to listen to music. You've got to put work into it. Sometimes you might get a little bit lucky with qualifying and stuff. That's a part of it. Really cool meeting the people and like experiencing them.
Everything he can to push forward and be at the top. And now we're into the qualifiers who qualified in the final week. So week 9 was the last chance of qualifiers. When everything was on the line, they made it here. It's Clipnote, Cosmic, Tuzi, Aspect, Hornet, Trio, The Giant, Harriers, Evil Mare, and Arcram 1X.
Players out of Brazil, he was there every single week, just in the top 10, not quite reaching that final top 1 spot, which is how many spots Brazil, but he finally did it in the final week. That shows he is clutch.
Yes, the Argentinian was all about it. We have to talk about